we're 30 times the scale of the next closest competitor, but they are coming for us, and they're good, and they're finding niches, right, to just scrape a piece of the market here and there. As we're in this downturn and we're looking to streamline, some of the trade-offs that we're looking to make is, when are we streamlining and being smart so that we're going to preserve capital and we're making good streamlining choices? And when are we just conceding parts of the market that come back to bite us?
Part of the theory of the game is, where are you going to be in a stronger position next year, stronger position 3 years? There will be times where you will lose customers to competitors. Like, generally speaking, one of the things, like a general thing that a lot of entrepreneurs have to deal with is pricing. And you usually want to be losing, call it 10+%, maybe even up to 20% of people on price, because that means you haven't priced high enough yet if you're not losing some people on price. Now, again, it depends on which phase you're in. The very first phase where you're just getting customers, no, but as you get into the longer term and scale phases, that is something you're looking at. Part of the thing that is generally misleading about these classic American business aphorisms, like the customer's always right or that kind of thing, is that actually, in fact, you're trying to figure out how to get to your scale good customers. And frequently there are customers you don't want. There's customers who will lead you in the wrong direction for your product thing, or will be too expensive to manage. And so that was a little bit of the reason why I was mentioning, like, one thing they go is, we never want a customer to leave us because of price. And it's like, well, very early high scale, that's possible. But actually, in a mature business, if some of your customers aren't leaving you because of price, you're priced way too low. And like, generally speaking, like, when you look at this and say, okay, we got competitors coming in, they're attacking us on particular verticals, we got this really nice position, we've got all of it right now, and we kind of don't like to be shrinking it. Natural challenge is to say, okay, well, what would be the theory of the strongest position I'd be in next year and the year after? Like, which customers and which segments are the key ones? So which ones might we lose but then regain 2 years from now? Which one, like, I'll give you a LinkedIn parallel, which is one of the things that in the early days we had a very strong competitor. We had competitors in Europe. And it was kind of like they were all like planning on being the LinkedIns of Europe, and we would be the LinkedIn of the US, and maybe we'd see who crosses the Atlantic the right way. And what I realized was we were just going to try to be a global service in English. We weren't going to try to compete in French and German and other things, and we would let that sort out as we got there later, even though everyone was telling me, well, no, you need to be in the languages now. I said, no, it's more important of being in these other features and getting the languages later, because then I could later, from a global network, pick up the French industries and the German industries and the Italian industries and everything else that I was doing. And that was kind of thinking about, what does that future game look like versus now? And it's always a little bit of a nail biter, because you're like, well, what if I'm wrong about my theory? Scary.